All right, let's do our speaking practice. Class, are you ready? No? Hello?
Yeah.
All right, just checking the microphone because sometimes the microphone doesn't really work. You know, it's the internet. Sometimes it's strange. Let's try a topic. 124. It's about old buildings. So, Miss Young, talking about old buildings. So, have you ever seen old buildings in the city?
Yes, in my city there is several
There
old
are
buildings.
có nghĩa là there is.
Uh,
Yeah.
there
Oh,
are s- there are there are several old buildings in my city. They are the building were built
which were built mà đã
which
được xây dựng,
they are
which were
they
built
are the buildings which were built hundreds years
hundreds of
ago.
years ago, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So is it like when the French colonists were still there, no? So you know the French colonists, những thực dân Pháp, is this one of French colonists were still in Vietnam? Is it true?
Yes, yes, it's correct. It's
I see.
correct.
So, what do you think about those old buildings, Miss Young? Let's try to expand your ideas.
In my opinion, those
Yes.
are the building that built in a different way compared
Were
with
built in a different way
were built in a different way compared
compared to
with the current the modern buildings
Hmm.
in yeah.
Like in what way? Since you mentioned, like you knew that they were built differently, do you know how?
From the architecture of the buildings are the um, let me see, the architecture of the building of the old buildings are are quite quite complicated.
It's quite
Com
complicated. Nó hơi bị phức
uh,
tạp.
yeah,
Like how
complicated.
complicated it was built. Complicated actually, it's has a negative meaning, disapproving. Nó mang
Yeah.
cái tính mà không ủng hộ, tức là nó negative. So complicated mang nghĩa phức tạp, nó có nghĩa là tiêu cực nha. So the right word is quite sophisticated.
Sophisticated.
Sophisticated, tinh
Okay.
xảo, tinh xảo đúng không? So the right word is sophisticated. It's not complicated, okay?
Yeah.
Oh,
Looking
you
from
can use the word complex.
complex. Yeah.
Không đơn giản.
Okay. Yeah. Looking from outside, I say that those old buildings are built are
Were built,
sophisticated.
they were
As
built quite sophisticated, yes.
Yeah, so sophisticated. And when we come inside, the material made from the buildings
The
are
material that made the building,
that that made the building.
yes. Those material, I think they have to import it from France, I think. So the material have to be imported from France, I think. Phải được nhập khẩu từ Pháp nha. I think some of those material they have to be imported. You cannot have those material built in Vietnam. It's like that, I think. When back then, so Miss Sarah, so have you ever seen old building in the city, and what do you think about it?
Yes, I saw a lot of old building in my city because my city is had uh, an a long history. We experience the different empire. Um, so every parents they live the typical building, just kind of simple for their generation. So such as church or the um church or hospital or university and museum, and so that's why a lot different type of building in my city.
See, so Miss Sarah, are there any old buildings you want to see in the future and why? So it means that, like, beside from the old historical buildings, like you often see, are there any of those old buildings you would like to see in the future and why?
Yes, I would like to visit the old building of Khmer people. They not they not familiar with my culture. Even we uh, we in the same country. So
We want
they
to use the same what?
even we come from the same what can I say? The same.
The same root, you mean cội nguồn, cội rễ.
Yeah. uh, same rules, but there are a lot of different things about their uh, culture and ritual.
And ritual, you mean tập quán đó là cái chữ customs nha.
Custom, nghi thức nghi lễ thôi.
Ritual.
Yeah. Ritual.
Ritual.
Ritual. Yes, and it's were so um in their uh, in their design of the building, and I would like to know more uh, about their history and their
History
and and their culture.
and its history and the culture. I see. So, Miss Trúc, please, are there any old buildings you want to see in the future and why?
Oh, in my opinion, a building that I want to see in the future is Đức Bà
I think it's
Cathedral.
called Notre Dame. It's called Notre Dame Cathedral.
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 Notre Dame
Nhà
Cathedral.
Đức Bà. So in Notre Dame Cathedral, right?
Yes, Notre Dame Cathedral.
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 Notre Dame Cathedral of Paris. I think there's another one of Saigon.
Yes.
You can see this one. This is a Notre Dame Cathedral of Saigon. Is it being renovated right now, right?
Yes, it's still in the process
Uh,
of of
renovation.
no, innovation.
I see.
Yes.
But why? Why would you like to see that old building?
First, I am a student, so I'm extremely interested in uh, those buildings that's related to my traditions. Is my traditions, and it's of course this building is one of the most iconic or buildings in Ho Chi Minh City.
What are the most what? Say again, please.
A most iconic.
I don't hear that. Cái phần đó mình không nghe. What are the most what?
The most iconic.
Iconic. Nhớ
Iconic.
hai nha.
iconic,
Iconic. What are the
iconic.
most iconic? Mang tính biểu tượng. One of the most iconic building of Saigon nhé.
Yes, it attracts a lot of tourists come and
Come and visit there. Come and visit
come
that
and
building. Yeah.
yes, come and appreciate the beauty of this structure.
Yes.
Yes, and I think that many people, just as me, absolutely want to see it preserved and appreciated well into the future.
Preserve and appreciate it well in the future. Yes, of course. So, Ms. Young, do you prefer living in an old building or a modern house?
For me, living in the old building or the modern house have both advantage and disadvantages. Advantage and disadvantage.
It's advantages and
Yeah.
disadvantages. Nó phải có nhật với ai nha.
Advantages and disadvantages. When living in the old building, you can have the feeling that live in the past with the specific cultures. For
Specific
example,
culture.
specific cultures. For example, if living in the building were built from the French colonies, you can
The French colonial era, you mean?
colon
Nó gọi là the French colonial era. The French colonial, tính từ colonial thuộc về thời thuộc địa.
French colonial
Era.
era, you can have the chance to feel to feel the lifestyle like
The lifestyle of the people.
like the French people, but which you don't have when you live in the modern house. But besides that, living in the modern house, you can spend the modern technologies.
You can use the modern technology.
You can use the modern technology like the
smart home system or something like that.
The smart home system and the luxury toilets.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's like toilet with AI.
Yeah, that's it. Toilets. And so I think for me, with the person who prefer cleaner, so I
Who
cleaner
prefer a
and
clean environment, you mean?
a clean environment and clean and simple, clean environment and the minimalism lifestyle. So I would prefer living in the modern house.
Minimalistic lifestyle. Phải dùng tính từ của nó nha. A minimalistic lifestyle.
Minimalistic lifestyle.
Minimalism. 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 Nó là chủ nghĩa tối giản. Minimalism, chủ nghĩa tối giản, nhưng mà tính từ của nó là minimalistic. Minimalistic lifestyle. Well, it means that you do not have so many objects, isn't it, in your home?
No, I don't.
But I do think that minimalistic lifestyle, it's sometimes a bit too much, I think. Nó trống trải lắm luôn á. It feels like very open. It feels so empty, you know. I don't know. It's just my idea.
Your idea is
So what
correct.
do you think, Mr.? Do you prefer like living in an old building or a modern house?
I think that I prefer living in a modern house. It's not just about what people think about a house that should be modern and for furniture or something like that. I think it's about a sense of security and safety. You know,
A sense of safety, a sense of
yes,
security. Of course, you have to feel that you are safe.
yes. You know, our building usually is related to not related to the state of degradation. Degradation, yes.
You mean no, it's not called degradation.
Degradation.
Basically, old building degrade through time. Let's just say old buildings degrade
Degrade
through time.
for time.
Đương nhiên là nó sẽ bị xuống cấp theo thời gian rồi.
Yes. For example, in Ho Chi Minh City, there are numerous old apartment blocks remain standing despite their state of degradation. I think as the result, their structures has quickened and lead to issues
Weakened
and leads to issues.
issues. There's a lot of issues.
Yes.
Nhiều vấn đề.
Such as cracked walls, leaking roofs, and unstable staircases, for example. And I think they all cause a sense of unsafety for people.
It's actually quite dangerous to live in those old buildings, I would say. And you know, a lot of old buildings, they can be more than 50 years old or maybe 60, 70 years old. And they are converted. They are converted into cafes, you know. Rất là nhiều tòa nhà cũ ở Việt Nam, ở Sài Gòn á, họ không đập đi, họ biến nó thành quán cà phê á, you know. Do you know that, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And they still have the charm. They still have the old charm. Cái duyên ngầm, cái duyên từ thời xưa. They still have the old charm of the old times. Like for example, pre-1975 buildings, they have a lot of old charm. They have a lot of things that remind people of the past. Like for example, old style bricks and floors, you know. Nền nhà với là cái gạch mà kiểu cũ, old style bricks and floors before 1975, something like that. So it's an old charm, yeah.
It can rise of feelings of classical style.
Yes. Of course, if you are feeling nostalgic, if you're feeling nostalgic, mang tính hoài niệm, hoặc là cảm thấy hoài niệm. If you're feeling nostalgic, well, you probably would like to visit those old buildings. But what about modern house? What do you think about it, Mr.?
I appreciate living in a modern house. First, because the safety, as I said about. Besides that, I think a modern house provides people a space that equipped with a lot of modern device that serve their living better. I think that's, for example, if people live alone in a modern house with many assistant device.
You mean
That's
with many
many device.
new devices, technological devices, you mean?
Yes, technological device
Technological
that's
devices.
that can serve as a smart assistant for them. It's a good way to manage their life effectively. I think that. And I think that many modern house that's all as beautiful gardens or public uh, public areas in front of them. Yes, and they may be ideal environments for children or elderly people have a place to enjoy their time with their friends or their family members. Yes.
I see. So, Miss Sarah, so do you think we should preserve old buildings in city? So before we talk about it, I would like to talk about the word preserve, bảo tồn những cái không sống. Like for example, buildings, languages, cultures, foods, and drinks, etc. Những cái không sống là preserve. And then we have the word conserve. Conserve. It means bảo tồn những cái còn sống. Like for example, plants, animals, humans, etc. Okay, and then we have the word not preservation. No, it's preservation. It's preservation. And conservation, not conservation, okay? Conservation. It's conservation. All right, these are the noun form of them. Now, so Miss Sarah, do you think we should preserve old buildings in cities? This is in cities. And should we preserve those old buildings? Those old buildings, if you want to preserve it, it can be good for tourism, but it costs money to preserve them, you know?
Yes, I think that's a better reason for the old building in cities are unnecessary because
Necessary, I'm down here, necessary.
necessary and because it's not so always it's not just so the before generation agriculture is also so some kind of culture and express the specific milestone of the city. So for the young generation, the old building can be the old building can be some kind of example about the history of their city, and so they can know more about their
Yes.
their culture or their culture and learn from that in some tourist city, the opening also attract the tourists a lot, and it can help the city improve their business and
Sorry, I don't understand that. Can you repeat that?
I mean in some tourist or tourism city, teacher.
You mean tourist city? We call them tourist city, you know,
City.
tourist cities. Những
Yeah.
thành du lịch.
Yes, the building also can be the attractive destination, and it can help the city improve their business
Improve their what?
business ngân sách của mình.
Budget. Budget.
Budget.
Tôi đọc là budget. Okay, budget.
Yeah.
Budget. Nhưng âm đầu nha, budget.
Budget.
Đúng rồi, nó phải là cái âm ớ. Giống như là budget.
Budget.
Yeah. So it's nó là cái âm ớ nè, cái chữ ớ này đó. You see, budget. 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 Nhưng mà ghi như vậy á, có vẻ nó dễ đọc hơn budget. Budget. Ngân sách. So it can improve their budget and they can use that money for what purpose?
And they can use this money to refinance the old building.
Develop những âm hai nha.
Redevelop.
Develop, to develop.
Yes, the city. Yeah, so and especially for a model city like that, sometimes we should keep the old building, the old area to so people can visit there to slow
For
down.
people can visit there là không đúng. For people to visit there. Đó,
So
đó là cái mà Sarah phạm phải hoài lắm. For people to visit. For people to visit.
so people
For people to visit.
for people to visit there, so they can slow down their modern life, and this kind of visiting have a chance to visit the past in their city.
I see. So, Miss Young, what do you think? Do you think we should preserve old buildings in cities because they are very expensive to preserve, you know? And, you know, in order to preserve those old buildings, we need to import scarce material from abroad. Mình phải nhập khẩu những vật liệu khan hiếm từ nước ngoài. We have to import scarce materials or rare materials, scarce materials from abroad because they cannot be found in Vietnam, you know, and sometimes they are very difficult to find. So do you think we should preserve old buildings in cities?
Yeah. In my opinion, preserving old buildings in the cities have that disadvantages.
Không nghe Dung ơi, không nghe rõ.
Không nghe rõ hay là không nghe luôn rồi?
Nó nghe rất là nhỏ luôn á.
Hello.
Okay, better now. Can you answer that question?
Yeah, okay. I think preserving old buildings in the cities have disadvantages and advantages. One of the disadvantages is it would cost a lot because it requires importing scarce materials from abroad, and also it requires to be maintained frequently. And but besides that, we also have there are also have several
There are
advantages.
also có have nữa. There are là có
There
rồi.
are there are also advantages of which are I think this is the valuable possession of the cities because because it represent for the important historical milestone of the city. If we preserve
It's actually historic, tại vì nó quan trọng về mặt lịch sử nha, cho nên dùng chữ historic nó tốt hơn. It's a historic milestone. Một cột
it's
mốc
a historic milestone of the city. If we preserve them well, the next generation of the city would have the chance to learn the historical history, by the reality samples instead of just from the textbooks.
Exactly, or from movies.
Yeah, and another reason, another advantage is that in the old buildings, I believe there are the art of the architects specific in the past.
Architect is very specific of that era.
Yeah, it has
the architecture is very specific of that era. Mình dùng chữ era đúng không? Tại vì nó là cái thời người ta nhớ đến về cái chuyện gì đó.
The architecture is very specific of that area, so that then the people who visit them would have a chance to learn more about the art. And one more, and the last reason for preserving them is it also can attract many people, so the city can make money from them by selling the ticket. So selling the ticket for the tourisms. In fact,
for tourism.
Yeah, for tourism. For the tourism. So from that, the government can earn money and save money for the preserving them well.
The preservation of them.
For the preservation.
Preservation.
For the preservation.
For the preservation of them.
Preservation of them.
Okay, very good. Now, thank you. And let's go to topic part 2 and part 3. I have added a few new ones. As you can see, there are some new topics. But since we talk about buildings and things like that, let's do 180. Okay, topic number 180. Describe an object that you think is beautiful. It has been object, okay? So you should say what that object is, what you think its value is. Like, for example, is it very expensive? Like how much money? Something like that. Or sometimes the value is intangible. You know that one, right?
No.
Không có hữu hình. Thì là cái từ tangible. Tangible là hữu hình, tức là nó nhìn thấy hình dạng được và nó có một cái mối liên hệ mình thấy rõ ràng luôn. intangible vô hình hoặc là không có hữu hình. So there are some intangible values. Intangible values, những giá trị phi vật thể. So it means that you cannot buy it with money, nor can you evaluate that. Mình cũng không thể nào định giá nó được. You cannot evaluate, đến từ cái động từ to value, danh tính từ danh từ value, evaluate là định giá đó. Định giá hoặc là kiểm tra đánh giá. Or no, you can evaluate it because you cannot use money to buy it. Like, for example, the Notre Dame Cathedral of Saigon, you cannot evaluate it with money because it is intangible values. Nó là giá trị phi vật thể rồi. Nó thuộc về người Việt Nam. Và đất nước này, it belongs to this country and the Vietnamese people. You cannot put a price on it. Cannot put a price on it. Không thể đặt một cái mức giá lên cho nó được. Okay. Sometimes it's like that. But if you talk about some object you can buy with money, it is tangible. You can buy it with money. Thì nó là hữu hình. Why you think it's beautiful and how you feel about it. Một vật thể bạn nghĩ là đẹp đẽ, rất là đẹp. Remember, it has to be an object, okay? And part 3, does your country have many places of natural beauty? So natural beauty, vẻ đẹp tự nhiên, it means it was not done with human hands, you know. It wasn't made with human hands. With a human hand. It wasn't made with a human hand. Nó không được làm ra bằng tay con người. Nó đã không được làm ra bởi bàn tay con người đâu. And you can use the word pristine. Pristine. It means nguyên thủy, nguyên thủy sơ khai, chưa có bàn tay con người chạm vào. Pristine, like you can look at Phong Nha Cave, for example. I'm not so sure, but it looks pristine. Is Hạ Long Bay a natural beauty? Did human do anything to Hạ Long Bay?
We don't know. I don't know.
Cái Hạ Long Bay thực sự nó có phải là con người tạo ra không ta, hay là từ thiên nhiên nó vậy ta?
I think it's natural.
Hồ Tràm, how about Hồ Tràm?
Or TRAN.
Ở
It's still natural, but of course, people make it more convenient.
You know Đại
Or
Nam, right?
Okay.
I think it's
Đại Nam
called
is
Đại
not
Nam
natural.
Water Park, right? Công viên nước Đại Nam không ta?
Yeah.
It's called Đại Nam Water Park that belongs to Nguyễn Phương Hằng. You know?
Đại Nam.
Well,
Hình như Đại Nam là cái khu du lịch chứ không phải là gọi là công viên nước đâu thầy.
wait, Đại Nam ở đâu? Đại Nam ở đâu?
Bình
Okay.
Dương.
It's khu du lịch, so it's basically not a water park. It's
Trong nước cũng có water park. Mà lớn nhưng mà water park là một
what is the English name of Đại Nam? I think let's just say, okay, have you been there before?
Yes.
Oh wow, Miss Hằng is really, really rich, of course, to make these things. Obviously. So it's not a water park, it's basically a tourist complex, I think. Một cái khu phức hợp du lịch các bạn. That belongs to Miss Hằng. Okay, so basically those are not natural beauty, okay? It's artificial. Artificial. It means man-made, nhân tạo. All right, so maybe you can think of other places because you guys, I'm sure you guys go travel more than I do. Okay, so what are the benefits of for people when going to places of natural beauty in Vietnam, like focus on the benefits, you know. Like if it's natural beauty, what can you get from it beside from the fact that it looks beautiful, you know? Ngoài chuyện check-in sang chảnh. Beside from people checking in with their smartphone, you know. What is the benefits? Think about knowledge. Think about the knowledge and the appreciation of beauty. Sự trân trọng cái đẹp và kiến thức nữa. And so you can learn a lot about the history when going to places of natural beauty in Vietnam. I think there's another one, Hoàn Kiếm Lake, right? Is it a natural beauty? Oh, of course not, right? Cái hồ Hoàn Kiếm đâu phải tự nhiên không ta? Thầy nhớ không phải tự nhiên.
Cái hồ thì thường chắc không phải tự nhiên mà. Hồ chắc họ xây lên chứ.
Xây lên chứ không có tự nhiên đâu.
Ừ.
The lake, that lake is not natural, I'm sure. It's, yeah. Tự nhiên ngay giữa cái hồ lại có một cái đình. It's like, what? Không thể nào tự nhiên như vậy được, you know? Anyway. Okay, so focus on the benefits, you know. When you go to places of natural beauty, thường là em đi vô một cái động, một cái hồ như vậy, đồ tự nhiên như vậy thường sẽ không có những hoạt động du lịch buôn bán gì nhiều cả. When you go to natural beauty places, normally there would not be any vendors, người bán hàng. There would not be many vendors, you know, không có nhiều người bán hàng đâu. And of course, because of that, you can enjoy time not being disturbed. Time not being disturbed. Enjoy time not being disturbed by vendors. Có thể hưởng thụ những thời gian không có bị bị người ta làm phiền đó. Okay, that's one thing I can think about, and of course, you can think about other things. Now, what beautiful scenery spots are there in your country? Có những địa điểm cảnh quan đẹp đẽ nào ở trong đất nước bạn không? It's very similar to this question, I think. Now, why do many people go to scenic spots? So there's a word, scene. Scene. Cảnh quan, cảnh trí. So the adjective is scenic. Thuộc về cảnh quan đẹp đẽ. Ví dụ thầy John đang ở khu Scenic Valley nè, thung lũng cảnh quan, ở ngay sau Bệnh Pháp Việt. Okay, so why do many people go to scenic spots in person? To do something in person. Tự thân đi làm điều gì đó. Tức là không có nhờ ai á, không nhờ vả ai, hoặc không đi qua ai, không đi qua ai cả. Do something in person. Why do many people go to scenic spot in person instead of just reading about them in books? Tại sao nhiều người đi đến những cái nơi mà có khung cảnh quan đẹp, tự họ đi mà thay vì là đọc về chúng ở trong cái cuốn sách? Well, you think of the reason, and I will try to guide you. Okay. Do people in your country prefer listening to music and appreciating paintings and literature? So be careful with this word. It's literature, not literature. Okay. Literature. Nó không phải literature đâu nha các bạn.
Literature.
Literature.
Hoặc là literature. Nó gần như mấy cái từ âm này từ từ nó bắt đầu nó nhập với nhau luôn rồi. Literature. Còn tiếng Anh giọng Anh là literature luôn, ba âm. Literature, literature, literature. Chưa bao giờ là literature nha. Okay, it's literature. Nào, người trong đất nước bạn có thích nghe nhạc và trân trọng những bức tranh vẽ và văn học không? Think about literature and paintings from folk. Let's look at folk paintings. Folk music, nhạc dân gian. Folk culture, văn hóa dân gian. Thì đương nhiên nó sẽ bao gồm là painting and literature too. It will include painting and literature too. When you talk about folk culture, okay. Do you think there are more beautiful things now than in the past and why? Anh chị có nghĩ rằng có nhiều thứ đẹp đẽ bây giờ hơn so với trong quá khứ không? Tại sao? Is it because the country it's becoming more and more beautiful and richer, you know? And are people able to see more beautiful things now because of the internet? Or is people able to travel more? That's why they can see more beautiful things. Có phải là những lý do đó không? Con người ta có nhiều tiền hơn, có nhiều cơ hội hơn, đi nước ngoài hơn so với ngày xưa, hay là người ta bây giờ mở rộng internet thì thấy được hết mọi thứ đẹp đẽ trên thế giới, hay là do nhiều lý do khác không? Why do you think people create beautiful things? Tại sao bạn nghĩ con người ta tạo ra những thứ đẹp đẽ để làm gì? Is it because they want to satisfy their sense of creativity? Người ta muốn mãn nguyện cái cảm giác sáng tạo của họ. Or is it because of other reasons? Why do people create beautiful things? Đâu phải ta tạo ra mấy cái thứ đẹp đẽ đó là có lý do gì không? What do you think about it? Is it because they want to sell it for money? Or is it because they would like to make life around them more beautiful? Có phải là do tại họ muốn tạo ra nhiều thứ đẹp đẽ hơn trong cuộc sống của họ không? You know, these are the topic that we will talk about now. Okay, các bạn có một số thời gian. You have some time now. Rồi, Trúc làm trước nha. So, let's describe an object that you think is beautiful first, Miss Trúc.
I'd like to mention a toys that I think is truly beautiful. This picture reminds me of a wooden music pot. It's a DIY do-it-yourself model that I played recently. I think the greatest value it brings is the relaxing moments I had while putting the piece together.
Putting a
Something,
piece together?
yes,
You mean putting the pieces together, you mean?
putting the pieces together. Something I enjoys. And of course, another thing is a beautiful music that this Bob plays. I don't even know the names of the song, but its melody is so classical, smooth, and pleasant to listen to.
Pleasant.
And pleasant to listen to. When I turn it off, the tiny figures inside start to move. For example, small animals dance and a wooden well. A wooden well. start
Wouldn't what?
a wooden wall.
Hơi bị lâu rồi Trúc ơi. Có 2 phút thôi mà.
It makes me feel relaxed and
Okay.
remind me of my childhood.
My child.
My childhood. So, all of which creates a calm and comfortable feeling.
I see. Right, okay. Please, your turn, Miss Dung. Can you describe an object that you think is beautiful?
An object that I think beautiful.
One of the objects that I think is beautiful is
One of the objects that I think is beautiful is the diamond ring of my mom. It's the
let's use the word mother, okay? Mother, father,
yeah,
children,
sorry.
you know.
Is my mother diamond ring. It is made from the famous brand in Vietnam, which is P&G.
It must be expensive, right?
And it's very expensive. You can spend it costs it costs a lot of money, which you can afford the food for my family for 1 month. And
wow.
I think besides the cost, I think it's valuable because it's very beautiful. It make from the modern technologies. It make from diamond and Italian.
It is made of,
It is made
of diamond.
It is made of diamond and Italian gold. And when my
Vàng là của Ý
mother,
luôn rồi mà.
when my
Italian gold. Interesting.
Italian gold, yeah. When my mother wears it, in my eyes, I feel she is very beautiful. Her hand look torturous and shy. Although it's very expensive, but I feel happy. But I can say that she's feel happy when wearing it. So I think spending that money is is a valuable way.
Valuable.
Yeah. Đáng để chi tiền.
It's worth spending.
It's worth
It's worth spending. It's worth spending money on.
It's worth spending money on it.
Or you can say that it's worth every penny. Đáng từng xu một. Nó đáng từng đồng một.
Yeah, it's worth
every penny. So it's worth spending money on. Yeah.
Although it costs a lot more money, but when I see the happiness in her eyes when wearing it, I feel it's worth every penny.
Okay, very good. Now let's go to part 3 now. So, Ms. Trúc, does your country have many places of natural beauty? Let's talk all the way from the north to the central to the south of Vietnam.
As I know, Vietnam has numerous attracting landscapes that attract people from all over the world come here and enjoy them. I think that it is not. We have mountains like those in Sapa, which are especially turning in the I think in the in the spring seasons.
In the spring
It's-
season, yeah.
Yes, they um there are some places that have snow in, in Vietnam.
There are some places that have snow in Vietnam, like for example, Sapa, for example.
Yes. And that made is unique to allow people come there and experience a new thing in their life. Because Vietnamese people live in tropical climate, so it's hard to see snow without
Very difficult to see snow, yeah.
yes, without going abroad. For example, I haven't seen snow before. Yes, and I think it could be a memorable experience if I have a chance to go to travel to Sapa for a holiday trip. Besides that, another natural beauties of Vietnam is Phong Nha Kẻ Bàng Cave.
Yes, Phong Nha
And
Cave, yes.
yes, uh,
I think we often say Phong Nha Cave only, I think.
yes,
Yeah.
okay. Phong Nha Cave. Yes, and it is a world famous place. I think that attracts a lot of tourists. With
Okay.
yes,
So it means that this country has a lot of natural beauty. I can think of one natural beauty. It's all the way in Cà Mau. Those swamps, the natural swamps, the swamps, những đầm lầy, the natural swamps in the southernmost part, in the southernmost, in the southernmost part of Vietnam, ở cái phần cực nam nhất của Việt Nam, in the southernmost part of Vietnam, it's Cà Mau, and you can see the swamps there with alligators, cá sấu, and a lot of other natural animals, a lot of animals. All right, so Ms. Jung, please. So what beautiful scenery spots are there in your country? It's a very similar question, though.
Yeah. Vậy natural beauty places are the scenery spots, right? Okay. I think in my country there are many beautiful scenery spots from the north.
Beautiful scenery.
Beautiful scenery spots along from the north to the southernmost part of it.
Southernmost.
Southernmost part. In the north, there this area.
Southernmost.
Southernmost. Okay. Southernmost. Yeah. In the north, it is famous for the highland area such as Hà Giang and such as Hà Giang and Sapa in in Haya, in those areas, there the the natures are beautiful because they because there are because they are not because they don't have a lot of buildings. Most of the area are the streams and trees, and a lot of tourism come there to feel the peaceful area and the cool air even in the summer. Move to the middle of Vietnam. It is famous for the long coast and also the natural caves natural caves such as Sơn Đòn and Phong Nha, and move to the southernmost part of Vietnam, which is the Mekong Delta area. It is famous for the swamps and I want to say mangrove forest. And mangrove which are also the reservation area of
Reservation
reservation.
Đó là khu vực bảo tồn nha, khu vực bảo tồn
Yeah.
Việt Nam nha. It's a natural preservation area of Vietnam, right?
Yeah, yes, the natural reservation of Vietnam. And for me, I think each area has the specific beauty.
Yes.
Mm.
Specific beauty, yeah, I agree. Now, so Mr. What are the benefits for people when going to places of natural beauty in Vietnam? Let's focus on the benefits, you know. Các bạn cố gắng lên.
Yes. I think that visiting natural places give people a great chance to
A
relax.
great chance to relax, yes.
To relax and left behind the stressful problems in their daily life. The fresh air, open space, and peaceful atmosphere provides environment for people to improve their mental health and reduce anxiety. I realize that people often have a tendency to engage in a healthy activity such as walking, hiking, or team buildings activities when they are surrounded by nature. Yes, it's different. It's totally different from when people are surrounded by countries, buildings, or professional environment. It's truly help people developed an appreciation for the environment, and this leads to more eco-friendly habits. I think that in Vietnam, these trips are often shared with our friends and family. So this also have strengthened relationships.
Strengthen. It often helps strengthen relationships.
Often help strengthen
Strengthen
relationships. Relationships. Yes. Many people can't build a feelings of admirations.
Admiration.
Yes, of Vietnamese nature after their visitings. I think that these feel are positive and helpful to cultivate a rich, an enriched sound.
I see. All right, so it's cultivate. What do you say? Cultivate? Nó gieo trồng cái gì? Nuôi dưỡng.
An enriched soul. An
Soul.
enriched soul. Yes.
It's cultivate and enrich souls. Nó gieo trồng và làm giàu lên những tâm hồn. Yeah. Well, that's a great thing to say. So, Miss Young, please. So why do many people go to scenic spots in person instead of just reading about them in books? You know, especially like people from the West, they always try to go there to see it with their own eyes, you know, with their own eyes, nhìn tận mắt của họ. So why did they have to do that, you know?
People
And many
from
of
the
them do
West.
that. Why? What do you think?
People from the West. Okay. I think there are several reasons that make people go to the scenic spots in person instead of reading books, reading about them in books. One of that is they want to have the chance to feel the real atmosphere of the real atmosphere of the city, of the beautiful places. When they emerge to that places, they can enjoy, they can improve their mental health and really leave the stressful life behind. And another reason is usually when they when traveling to another reason is I think it's their favorite activities to traveling to enjoy the journey to travel to another areas. Especially when they go with the family, they can spend the quality time with their family to cement the relationships.
Wow, you're using the cement as a verb to cement the relationship. Wow.
Yeah.
Để mà đóng như là đóng xi măng luôn mối quan hệ. Well, it means to reinforce. You mean to reinforce. Nó giống như là củng cố á. Giống như đóng xi măng luôn mối quan hệ. Củng cố mối quan hệ. Well, it's actually a nice way to say it, I think.
Yeah.
To cement the relationship. Wow, it's a sense of style, you know. Phong cách đấy, rất tốt. Very good.
Okay.
Hãy đóng xi măng mối quan hệ này.
Yeah, I learned from the book.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
To cement the relationship. Wow.
Yeah. The final reason I think is they can have the chance to expand the knowledge and appreciate the beauty of the area if they come to see in person.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so Ms. Ru, please. So, do people in your country prefer listening to music and appreciating paintings and literature? So this question does not only apply to traditional music or painting or literature, you know. It can be any types of music or literature or art or painting. Cái câu này nó không gói gọn và là nghệ thuật truyền thống hay cái gì nha. Có thể là tất cả các dạng nghệ thuật luôn á. Người đất nước bạn có thích nghe nhạc hơn, có thích nghe nhạc và trân trọng các bức tranh và âm và văn học hơn không? Like instead of like some people they just don't listen to music, or they just don't read literature, or they don't even see painting, don't even like observe or behold paintings, chiêm ngưỡng, behold, chiêm ngưỡng. They don't even look at paintings, or they don't even paint, So how about the Vietnamese people? Do they prefer to listen to music and appreciate paintings and literature? What do you think is true? Or most of them just don't?
I would say that most people prefer listening to music because it's more accessible and seems to be easier to enjoy in daily life. It's quite different from appreciating paintings and literatures because at first these art seems too hard to feel. It's not always is easy to understand the meaning of the paintings or the
You mean the hidden meanings, the implications, cái sự mà hàm ý của một bức tranh, right?
yes,
What the author imply, what the author or the artist imply, cái điều cái người nghệ sĩ hay cái người họa sĩ đó họ hàm ý gì.
yes.
So what the author imply or what the artist imply is not that easy.
The author or the artist imply in their works. So people can listen to music while commuting, exciting, and even studying. It seems that more practical and available on many large forms for people to access, like YouTube or Spotify or social media, while art and literature are also a process, but often require time and efforts to go to galleries or something like that to enjoy them. So it seems that music is more popular among most people in our country. However, in recent years,
what happened in recent years then?
yes, there has been a increasing appreciation for Vietnamese literature, especially in students. Yes, I know that because I see many students in
there exist or there are many students in
Yes, in through to social media
on social
appreciates
media who appreciate, yeah.
yes appreciates the work, the artworks of Vietnamese authors. Yes,
Tác giả Việt Nam nha. Like there are a lot of Vietnamese authors these days, and the young, of course, a lot of them, they read books, they read literature from Vietnamese authors, and also they enjoy listening to music from Vietnamese musicians as well, you know. And they also, a small amount of them, they enjoy seeing paintings in galleries, you know, những cái bức hình ở trong những cái phòng trưng bày tranh đó. Right, so so Miss Yoon, do you think that people there are more beautiful things now than in the past, and why? Like, let's talk about beautiful things. It includes a lot of things like painting, literature, music, nature, or just simply mundane things. Những cái thứ rất là thông thường luôn. Mundane, very simple, mundane things.
then
Mundane things. Những thứ rất bình thường, bình dị. Like it could also be art, you know. It could be beautiful if you look at it in a way, you know. So do you think there are more beautiful things now than in the past, and why? Câu này nó khá là phải tranh luận nha.
Okay.
Nó tùy vào cái điểm nhìn của mỗi người thôi. It depends on different viewpoints, I think.
Okay. Okay. I think nowadays people have been making more and more beautiful things around the world.
Around the world.
Around the world.
Mhm.
For example, from the very for example the jewelries the jewelries the modern jewelries compared with the past, it are made from more modern technology than before, and it becomes more shining and gorgeous compared
Sorry?
with
Shining and what?
gorgeous.
Can you spell that, please?
Gorgeous. G-O-G-S.
G-O. Gorgeous, right?
Gorgeous. Yeah.
You mean gorgeous?
Gorgeous.
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 Tuyệt đẹp.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. It means lộng lẫy, tráng lệ.
Yeah. They are more gorgeous.
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 They're very gorgeous. Yes.
They are more gorgeous and shining compared with the old technology jewelries.
Wow. And of course, they cost more to have.
Yeah.
Of course, everything costs money. You know,
Yeah.
nothing good come for cheap, you know. Chẳng có gì mà nó good mà nó lại cheap cả. Of course.
And regarding to the natural beautiful natural beautiful places, although regarding to natural beautiful places, sometimes people in the world have found the places that have the place have found the places that haven't seen before.
That
For
haven't been
example,
seen before. Like the places are still pristine, right? Cái từ cái nơi mà nó vẫn còn hoang sơ, chưa có bàn tay con người đụng vào. Pristine, you know.
yeah, nature. That
Pristine.
people have sometimes people discover the hidden
Pristine.
pristine.
Very pristine
Yeah,
places.
the pristine natural places. For example,
So you mean because of the exploration? You mean people explore more? That's why there are more beautiful things now than in the past. Is that the reason?
Yes.
Tại vì con người ta bây giờ ta phát triển, người ta khám phá ra nhiều hơn so với trong quá khứ. That could
Yes.
be one reason, I think.
Yeah, but yeah, you have.
I think we can
it would be
always,
great.
yeah, I think we can always, based on technological development. Gần như lúc nào mà có thể phát triển dựa vào cái chuyện phát triển về công nghệ đó. Gần như lúc nào cũng bám vào đó. Because of the development of technology, we have more tools now that makes exploration easier, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
For
Okay.
example, now we have submarines. Submarine, it means below. Marine means the sea. Submarine, tàu ngầm. We have submarine that can be used to explore the sea floor, you know? Đáy biển. Like, for example, we can go down to see the Titanic. And and there's a lot of things on the sea floor. Trên đáy biển thực sự có nhiều thứ lắm á. But there are a lot of things we haven't been able to discover yet on the sea floor. Now, yes, that's very good. That's very good, Miss Jung. So, Miss Trúc, why do you think people create beautiful things? What is the motivation? Cái động lực đằng sau cái chuyện tại sao con người ta lại tạo nhiều thứ bon đẹp đẽ vậy? What do you think? It's a hard question.
Means that this is a simple question, but also is a hard one because there are many ideas that close to the reason why people create beautiful things. For me, it's just for me, I think that people create beautiful things for expressing their emotions and tells their story. Of course, this thing leads to a connection that builds into each person with others. Beauty has the power to inspire, to comfort, and to rejoice. It's a way for people to communicate with our any words through art, music.
Through art, music, yes.
Is art, literature.
Literature.
Yes, this thing give people a space to express their emotion word.
A space to express the emotions.
Yes, their emotions. Especially it reflects their cultures and personal experiences. I think they are truly beautiful when mentioned to culture and personal colors. Some people, yes, Some people make beautiful things simply because they enjoy the process.
To enjoy the process, I see.
Yes.
Nhưng mà bên Trúc nó cứ sao á? Yeah, it feels like strange.
Enjoy the
Okay.
process. It's why others just want to impact on the world.
On the world, yeah.
Of,
They
of
want to
course,
create an impact on the world. Muốn tạo ra một cái impact, một cái gọi là tác động lên thế giới. You know, they say, you know what's the saying? Be the change you want to see in the world. Hãy trở thành sự thay đổi mà bạn muốn nhìn thấy trong thế giới này. Hãy trở thành nó. So basically, this is a saying. I like it. Be the change you want to see in the world, you know? Is that okay?
Con thẳng đi con.
All right. So what do you think, Miss Young? Why do you think, what is the motivation? Why do you think people create beautiful things? Is it just because of money? Or is it just because of the fact that they are creative? Có phải chỉ vì tiền không? Hay là vì cái sự hiển nhiên là họ luôn luôn sáng tạo? Is there the motivation behind them, you know?
Okay. I think there are several reasons why the people create the beautiful things. One of the reason is they all the people have the need to enjoy the beauty of everything. For example, the women, for example, the
Example.
for example, the people always want to wear the beautiful clothes or jewelry. For the men, they like the luxury watch.
Luxury watches.
For several men, luxury watch is the way to convey their image. And for the women, they usually prefer the luxury necklace and ring. And I think when they wear the beautiful jewelry, they make them feel more confident and happy. Another reason about making beautiful things in the world is people want to communicate in a different way from the art products. For example, the paintings or the literatures or the music. The authors usually use those products to convey their idea or their feelings.
To convey the ideas, their feelings, yes.
Yeah.
Nó dùng là một cái phương tiện để mà giúp là self-expression. It's a good way to express themselves, you know. Một cái phương tiện để mà self-expression, I think is a very good thing. Nó giống như một cái kênh để mà họ biểu đạt lên cái tiếng nói của họ. It's a channel to express their voice, to have their voices heard, để được người ta lắng nghe tiếng nói của họ, to have their voices heard. Like sometimes I am a piano player, yes. I use my music sometimes as a way to have my voices heard, you know, because sometimes, a lot of the time, I do not know what to say, how to say it, you know. Đôi lúc mình không biết được là mình thể hiện bản thân thế nào bằng cách mình chỉ có chơi đàn thôi, chẳng như vậy. You know, sometimes like that. Okay, we have little time left, but we can do one more topic, I would say. All right, let's go all the way to the very end. I found a good one, I think. 219. Describe a person you disliked at first, but you ended up being friends with. Lúc đầu thì ghét, không thích, nhưng mà lại cuối cùng lại trở thành bạn bè với người đó. You should say who that person is, why you liked them at first, and how you ended up being friends, and how you feel about them, you know. Okay, you have some time to think about this topic. All right, so Miss Yung, you first, please. Can you describe a person you disliked at first, but ended up being friends with, please?
I would like to describe one of my colleague.
Colleague. So one of
colleagues.
my colleagues. One of my colleagues. One of my colleagues.
Từ này sai miết luôn.
Sai miết sai hoài luôn á. Let's just use the word coworker, okay? Từ coworker thì thiệt luôn á.
Yeah.
Okay, one of my coworkers or one of my colleagues.
Okay. I would like to describe one of my coworkers who have been working with me for 5 years. I remember that the first time I saw her, I don't really impressed with her talkative skill, talkative characters.
Nó là character là cá tính, còn characteristic là phẩm chất, tính cách.
So
with her talkative personality, let's just say tính cách đi, personality.
Yeah, with her talkative personality, when she joined the company, she liked to break the ice with every
To
people.
break the eye.
To break
the eye, gọi là phá băng.
She wanted to break the ice with every person she met in the company, and I felt very annoying. I feel how annoying she was. But after some time really working with her in a team, I felt when I had a chance to immerse into her conversations, I felt that she's a very honest and sincere person.
Sincere
Person who always
sincere,
chân thành,
sincere person.
Okay.
Sincere person who always can see the beauty from other people. That's why she's liked to talk with every person. And for after 5 years working with her, now we become buddies. Because I feel that I can work. I can share my true feeling with her, and I can trust her. Yeah.
And I can trust her. Very good. Miss Ruth, please, your turn. Describe a person you disliked at first, but ended up being friends with, please.
Yes, I would like to recommend a friend.
Recommend?
introduce. Yes, I want to introduce my close friend, who I once thought could be the last person I'd want to be friends
Là người
with
cuối cùng tôi
when,
muốn đề xuất.
when we first met in university. It wasn't that she has any best impressions.
Okay.
It was just that her appearance at that time made me assume she might be a bit a bit strange with her dyed hair and makeup. Believe me, at that time I was a traditional person. Thus, however, after getting to know her, I realized that she has a good personality. She was hardworking and very responsible. For example, she even carried around a small notebook where she carefully recorded all her monthly expenses, which
So she recorded all her monthly expenses, right?
yes, expenses.
Ghi lại tất cả mấy cái monthly expenses. Wow.
Yes, which really changed my impressions of her and made me want to become her friend. I've learned that why first impressions are important. Getting to know someone deeply can completely transform how we see them and improve our relationship. For me, I truly appreciate this friend, despite the many differences we have.
Despite the many differences
the-
we have.
Yes, many differences we have. The most important thing is to respect each other.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, and
All right.
that's all.
Yeah, that's all I think. We should stop here because I'm sure you guys have to sleep, go and sleep and rest, you know. Okay, so yeah, let's just stop here then. Okay, remember on Sunday we have writing, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'll see you on Sunday. Okay, bye guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll see you then.
Yeah, bye bye.
Bye. I see. I'm keep updating this list, you know.